All right, what's up, my network marketing friends? Todd Falcone here. Welcome to the show. In this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about something that's been doing a bunch of trainings on over the last few months. I've been interviewed by a number of different people in podcasts, radio shows, essentially interviewing me and asking me, well, how have you been successful in your business for so long? I'm 30 years of being an entrepreneur, no implosion, no blow up year, consistently year in and year out, both as a network marketing distributor and as a speaker and a trainer for the last 14 years. I've had a very, very consistent level of success, again, without an implosion. And so, people are curious to know, well, how is it you're able to do it without some giant blow up in the middle of it? And I'm not saying I haven't had challenges along the way, but if I look at if you were to look at a graph of income, it's been consistent, steady increases over, in my entire career as an entrepreneur. And so, of course, there's a couple of answers. And in today's episode and in next week's episode, I'm going to kind of go over some of these things that I've been teaching. Look, people ask you the question, why are you so successful? What's the secret to your success? What's the secret sauce? Well, the reality is there's no secret sauce. It's just simple business decisions repeated over and over again over an extended period of time. Like, for example, making the decision that I was going to do network marketing, not hobby network marketing, okay? Now, there's a very distinct difference between doing network marketing and dilly-dallying around with it. So, and I don't know what your position is, if you're watching me, seeing me, wherever you're at. But look, here's the thing. You got to think to yourself, okay, what am I doing? Am I doing network marketing or am I dilly-dallying network marketing? And if that's what you're doing, if you're just kind of hanging out and hobbying it, it's probably not going to be a success story for you. So, of course, number one for me, it's okay, yeah, I've treated it like a real business. And because it's being treated like a real business, you have to do the real things that matter the most. And of course, and you guys, if you followed me for any period of time, the things that matter the most in this business is doing things where you're marketing your business, where you're prospecting, where you're doing things that you're ultimately able to expose your goods and services and your opportunity to people. And if you're not doing that, if that's not a major part of what you're doing, then you're not doing the right activity. So, when I'm asked those questions, okay, it's kind of, to me, it's look, hard work, rolling up the sleeves, doing the right activities, not lying to myself and kidding myself as to what those activities are, which, by the way, is one of the biggest reasons why on almost every single solitary platform I speak on, I have people do that little draw a box exercise. If you've followed me for any period of time, I have people, hey, at the end of your day, draw a box on a piece of paper, write the number of new people that you talk to that day about your product, your opportunity, your business, and be real with yourself. Because to me, again, it's where the rubber meets the road. If you can't be honest with yourself, and it's one of the reasons I continue to track myself. I track my numbers every single day. I can tell you yesterday, the day before that, the day before that, exactly how many reach outs I did, even to grow my speaking and seminar business, because I track that stuff. So, in answering the question, the first part of that story when I'm asked that question is being consistent, making the right kinds of choices in terms of focusing on revenue producing activities. One other thing that I've spoken on so often is this whole idea of, improving, working on improving yourself. And so for years, even to this day, I spend time all the time doing things that enabled me to improve so that the next day that I do it, my saw is essentially sharpened and I'm more effective or more efficient in the work that I'm putting forth. Now, whether this is a review to you or this is new to you, you need to think about this and go, wait a minute, am I doing these specific activities? Because look, people make network marketing out to be so much more difficult on themselves than they need to. They do, and I understand why they do it because I did it myself. We make it out to be hard on ourselves because in many cases we're so concerned about somebody else's opinion of us. And I'm telling you, one of the greatest breakthroughs you'll ever have in your life is the moment you really don't care anymore. You don't care what somebody else... Look, they already have an opinion of you either way, whether you're doing a network marketing business or not, whether you bring your network marketing business up to them or not. So there's some fundamental things that, for me, and if I look back, it's not hard for me to look back and go, okay, well, why have I succeeded? Okay, well, look, 1989 when I started in network marketing, I made the decision. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to hobby it. I'm going to do it, and if it takes me a long time, I'm still going to do it. I don't know how, hopefully it doesn't take me a long time, but I'm going to continue to do it until I figure it out. Honestly, for 2 years, I hardly made any money. I had to move home and live in the bunk beds at my parents' house. Many of you heard that story before. But I wanted it so bad. I had such a strong desire to get the end result. And I didn't honestly even know what the end result was. I just knew the end result was probably more money that I would make in a job, and less of somebody looking over my shoulder because there was no boss involved. And those are two of the big things that kind of attracted me to the whole idea. I mean, wait a minute, you mean I can make 10 grand a month and I don't have to have a boss? Where do I sign up? That sounds good to me. And I think my naivete was I mean, I was so green when I looked at it. I didn't know anything. I didn't have any misconceptions, prior conceptions. If any friends that had ever done network marketing, multi-level marketing, I just saw it for what it was. Here's this thing that we can do where you can share this product. You can make a retail profit on sharing that product with people, and you can build a team and you can earn a percentage on everything that they do. And I thought, what's not to get about this? Who's not going to do this thing? This is crazy. And then, of course, I quickly realized that not everybody does it, and it's a numbers game. And I quickly had to realize it was a numbers game. I talked to a lot of people, and I got a lot of no's. Notice I didn't say I got a lot of rejection, okay? And I hear the word, nobody likes being rejected. As human beings, we want to be accepted, wanted, needed, and embraced, and I get that. And you can, look, I just decided a long time ago, and I don't even know how I decided. I was like, I'm just not, if you say no to me, I'm not going to take that personally. I'm not going to feel like you're rejecting me. Now, I've had some friends and people be, not so positive, in fact, quite negative about my approach to sharing a business with them. But I decided a long time ago I wasn't going to hold on to that. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what their deal is. I just know that I'm building my business. I have a desire to go from here to here. I made the decision that I was going to go from here to here. No matter if it took me a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, I made the decision that I was just going to do it until. And along that journey, I also decided to do some things that would cause me to get better. So I attended seminars, I attended events, I read books, I studied successful people. And there goes my phone. That's good. That's a good sign when your phone's ringing. And so for me to go out there and do this business and continue to do it year in and year out, and continue to succeed at it, it's not luck. Well, I don't know. I guess there's a phrase. What's the phrase? When the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? So that's another thing. I think if you want to create your own luck in your life, start focusing on revenue producing activities. Quick thing, like depending on when you're watching this or listening to this, last Thursday, Facebook broke. Okay, Facebook broke, and it was broken all day long. By 9 a.m. my time, I was like, oh, Facebook's broken. And I can't post, I can't get into my groups, can't do anything. So I just shifted gears and did what I do best, which is popping on the phone and talking to people. I made 77 phone calls that day. I booked multiple webinars, conference calls, Zooms, events. It was a hugely, epically productive day that day because I went back to really the fundamentals, and only the fundamentals, only just like using the telephone, engaging people in conversation, picking up the phone and talking to people about, what I do as a speaker and a trainer. I do the same thing today as a speaker and a trainer that I did as a distributor in the field. I'm just doing it with a different caliber of people. I'm doing it with company owners and top distributors in different organizations. So I still prospect. I'm still deeply involved in that in network marketing. But again, going back to the story and recapping, like, okay, because it's so funny because I've been on, seriously, I don't know how many podcasts, like in the last month, I've probably been on at least 10 different podcasts where I've been interviewed basically, so it's like I've told the story so many times. Well, Todd, when did you start? How did you get introduced to it? I got started in 1989. I was a result of a cold call. I didn't know anything about network marketing. I walked into what I thought was a job interview, and it was a business opportunity presentation. I didn't even know what a business opportunity presentation was. I sat there with green, open-minded, and I went, okay, this makes sense. I gave them my money. I signed up. I was eager. The whole idea, the whole concept behind network marketing got me really excited. And so at that moment in time, the moment I gave them the money, I said, I'm going to do this. I didn't really know the significance of making a decision, but I'm still here, so I haven't quit, right? It's a pretty good sign. How many people do you know that quit in the first 3 months, the first 6 months, the first year, first 2 years, first month, first week? So making a decision, drawing a line in the sand, you can all do that. And just because you have an ID number, most people, by the way, there's a lot of people in network marketing that have distributor ID numbers that have an exit strategy they haven't really decided. They're here while it's convenient for them, and if it works out on the timeline that they've kind of set out for themselves in their mind, then cool, they'll stay. And if then it doesn't, then they're not going to stay. And so they're already toast before they ever even get started because they have an exit strategy. The key thing about drawing that line in the sand, that's something I teach on stages on all the time, is you eliminated the exit strategy. That's what you've done. You've eliminated the exit strategy. So number one is making a decision. Number two, it's doing the right activities, making sure that daily I'm focused on the right activities. I talk about this all the time at events. That's why I have people track their numbers. That's why I have people draw the box. It's like a reality check. Let me get some feedback on whether I'm doing the business or I'm not doing the business, because it's important for you to know, are you in or are you out of the business? Are you just kind of kidding yourself into believing that you're actually doing the activities, or are you actually doing the activities daily? Because the reality is, if you actually do the activities daily, I don't see how it's possible for you to fail in network marketing if you do the simple daily tasks of reaching out to people, exposing your product, services, your business over an extended period of time, over a consistent period of time. I don't know how you could fail. And so it's crazy to me, the failure rate, or people that leave network marketing or say network marketing didn't work, is quite frankly, most of the time they never really worked network marketing. Now, I understand there's some times where somebody comes into network marketing, they worked really hard. Well, if they worked really hard, but they're not getting the result, then we got to look at how they're doing what they're doing, because they're doing whatever that is very ineffectively, because they're doing the activity, but they're just not getting the result on the activity. So think about that. If you're not getting the result, you got to start looking at, what am I doing? Self-analyzation. I got to look at what I'm doing. So I tell people all the time, if you're not getting results, record your calls, record cross-sections of your meetings, figure out what the leakage point is in your boat. Where are you going wrong? Where are you screwing up? How are you talking to so many people and not getting results? I was just coaching a guy recently. He's doing huge numbers, but he's got zero on the back end. I'm like, are you following up with people? He's like, no. Well, there's your answer. All these reach outs, and literally not getting back to anybody. Okay, well, now we've identified probably what the main problem is. You're not following up and finishing what you started. So, look, the right activities, you tracking yourself, you making a decision, you focusing on improving. I used to suck at network marketing. It was terrible. You don't see it today because I'm not that guy that I was, but I worked on getting better. How much time are you working on getting better? Whatever that requires for you to improve, it's important that you do so that the results that you get from the time that you put in are higher than they currently are today. They'll be better tomorrow than they are today. I can't tell you how important that is. I'm going to go into some other stuff in another episode on, in fact, you know what I'll do on the next episode, I'm going to go into some of the things that I do from a relationship building standpoint, because when it all came down to it, especially in this last interview I did with this guy, of course, all the things that I did just mention, very important. But number two, it's relationship building, and I'm going to share with you in another episode coming up what I do with regard to relationship building that most people actually don't do. And by the way, real quickly, on this page, if you're on, oh, by the way, I don't know where you're at. If you're on my website, if you're watching me on YouTube, you might be on my podcast. If you're in any of those areas, what you want to do is make sure you go over to toddfalcone.com/episode 17. toddfalcone.com/episode 17. You can get the rest of the details. Check out the Network Marketing Mastery section. There's also something that's going on that I guarantee you will help you improve your results and get more done. It's called A-Team. We're about ready to start another one. It's my favorite group accountability and coaching program that I've been doing since 2008. And I'd love to have you as part of that. So listen, my friends, I appreciate you. Again, if you're watching me on YouTube or you're on my podcast, I don't know where you're at, but get over to toddfalcone.com/episode 17, and we'll see you on the next one.